We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Cactus Wrestling is now available on Spotify and Amazon. And don't forget to check us out on Etsy for all of your Cactus Wrestling apparel needs.
Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling. So we are, it's been a few weeks since Bo Bassett gave his initial kind of picture of all the colleges that he's considering, and he's now shaved off 2 weeks worth. So we are here to discuss the colleges that are still in the running and still in the mix, and potential thoughts on where we think he may land, what's more likely. And I know we didn't have Mike when we first did it a couple weeks ago, but now we got Mike here, and
I'm back.
he has many thoughts
I am back for now.
for now.
I said this to Mike and Jack off camera a little while ago, and I think it's a huge possibility. So, my opinion, Bo should go to Penn State. I think that from
That's a shock that you.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Wild to say that. I'm here for the freezing cold takes.
Yeah.
Hot take here, but
Old takes.
I think from an RTC perspective, the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club has proven to be the best, at least at this current time in history. Bo has made it a big point how important freestyle is to him, where he doesn't even compete or train Greco really anymore. He's already made world teams multiple times. He's competing at the Worlds again. So we know that freestyle is huge for him. And he's already said, count me in for the 2028 Olympics. In interviews, he goes, it's not even like, am I going to be making the team? He goes, it's already in my mind that I am not only making the team, but I'm winning the 2028 Olympics in America. And who can do that for him? The NLWC, where they have the majority of the U.S. team is in that room. Two,
yeah.
He wants to be the best college wrestler ever. Who is the best college wrestler ever? It's Cael Sanderson, the current head coach of Penn State. Year after year, Penn State is winning the national titles as a team. Year after year, they're winning the national titles as individuals. Bo wants that. He lives for those moments. He wants to be, the next Bo Nickel, Jason Nolf, Zane Rutherford. He wants to be part of that massive group of people where you just look and say, like, that's our wall of fame, and you're now on it. Three, it's proximity to where he's from. I mean, he lives in Pennsylvania. It's a lot closer to go to a Pennsylvania school than to go to I'm going to go to, Arizona State. Not that they're a good college or not a good college.
The close proximity.
I mean, he always says how important his family is. They're all local to that area. And then the fourth thing, which a lot of people think that why he's leaning towards Penn State, is how strong his faith is. And Penn State, whether you love it or don't love it, Penn State, especially recently, is known for their faith, for God.
Well, yeah, post-match interviews, they all say something.
But Bo was even recently selling, Jesus trained shirts, which leads me to my next point: why he won't go to Penn State. So I first saw
you let it up to a bait and switch.
It's the bait and switch. I remember the first time I saw the Jesus trained shirt was Alex Marinelli wearing one. And I'm not going to be like, oh, Penn State is the only college in America that's allowed to be, believe in God or praise him. So I'm not thinking like you can't go anywhere else if you wear that shirt. But I think there's a lot.
Otherwise, David Carr would have been at Penn State. So.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, David Carr is always hanging out with the Penn State guys.
He is, but he still went to Penn State.
He did. I think that Jody Strittmeyer is a huge, huge influence on where Bo is going to go to college. And for those guys that don't know, he's an Iowa legend. He's the founder of the Young Guns Wrestling Club. He's actually pushed a lot of Pennsylvania wrestlers to Iowa, inadvertently maybe. Most well known would be Spencer Lee. Bo has done an interview pretty recently actually where he said, he doesn't idolize anybody. He's like, I want to forge my own path. I don't have like idols. He goes, except for like my dad and my club coach. And that's pretty big. If
I mean, yes, that's
the
small company there.
To say that in an interview. In other interviews, Bo has always shared, that he fits the Iowa style of being physical, wanting to score points, and it's my opinion, and some people feel the same way, that the Iowa style has kind of died off. But
Yeah, the Iowa
Bo,
style of old is not
yeah,
currently
it's
in
exactly,
practice.
yeah. But Bo still, just like a lot of people, still associates Iowa style with hard style wrestling, and that's his style. I mean, he's all pace, he's all gas, no breaks, constantly looking to score points, and that's 1990s Iowa. That's like early Iowa. But I think the biggest thing is the parallels that people have drawn, maybe unfairly, between his career and Spencer Lee's career, about world teams that they're at his age, world medals at his age, Pennsylvania State championships. Flo did a commentary where they spoke about Spencer Lee, and they said this first time we even met or even heard of Bo Bassett was in the background of a Spencer Lee interview at Young Guns Wrestling Club. And they go, it's come full circle now to where Bo is the guy speaking about what he's going to do for college at Young Guns Wrestling Club. I've also seen other people comment that, it's tough to be the individual center of attention at a school like Penn State where you have so much talent around you.
Yeah, the whole team.
Where and Nick Lee and Vincenzo Joseph shared a story once that they were out getting coffee, and some guys saw they were wearing, some kids saw they were wearing Penn State wrestling stuff, and Vincenzo had already been a 2-time national champion, 3-time national finalist. Nick Lee was a 2-time national champion, and they were like, first question wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's Nick Lee or Vincenzo. They go, do you guys know Bo Nickel?
That makes it feel good.
Imagine being, a 3-time national finalist and being like, oh, like, I don't even know who you are, because there's such bigger stars there.
Yeah.
While at Iowa, outside of Spencer Lee, there were great wrestlers, but Spencer Lee is the face of that program. And I think Bo, for as good as he is, it's tough to be not the face of a program. Where he is currently, him and Jax are kind of the face of Bishop McCourt, but I would even say Bo Bassett is more of the face. And I think that if Bo went the similar route to Spencer Lee to go to Iowa, it would be, Spencer Lee and the Iowa Hawkeyes. It would be Bo Bassett and the Iowa Hawkeyes. And while I think it's the wrong choice for him, I wouldn't be surprised to see him end up at Iowa versus Penn State. And I have lost sleep over that.
Yeah, Iowa hater.
Not an Iowa hater, more like a Penn State supporter. But it's tough because in this day and age, him and Jax have both talked about how much NIL is important to them. And while you're there to wrestle, the financial end of things is always, never too far away. It's always close to your heart. And Penn State has the largest booster club. They have the most available money for NLWC, for NIL. So it's much easier for him to make a career out of it there. So if money talks, who knows what happens.
Has a lot of other schools on that list.
I really think it's going to be and although he said, I'm not turning down anybody. I'm going to look at everything. I still think that it's going to be a very small team race. I would say between the typical guys of, Iowa, Penn State.
Parkside made it to week 4, so
yeah, good for them.
I'm amazed that Parkside's doing so well.
I am as well. Some of the teams that he cut, I was surprised. So this week he cut App State, Central Michigan, Cleveland State, Drexel, Kent State, Ohio, and St. Cloud State. So I was just surprised. I was like, man, you cut like Central Michigan, you cut Drexel, but you leave like another, Division II school. And St. Cloud State is a very good Division II school. I believe they've actually been the most recent Division II national champions.
Right.
So, what's up?
Yeah, but he also cut Binghamton and Sacred Heart last week.
Yep. And George Mason's still on there, though. I was surprised. No offense to anybody. I just, you know.
Well, I mean, he's still got a pretty hefty list of.
Yeah, I think he's got like 59 teams left.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
I hope.
trimmed down, but still.
Yeah, I so I could see him going to Iowa. I think that there's a lot of push behind closed doors to get him there. Uh, I think that if Bo has the foresight to look at his whole career and life outside of competing, I think that Penn State would set him up the best for that. They have a great coaching tree. Um, their senior level success is
Hey,
unmatched.
Iowa just got Spencer Lee to be an Olympian.
Yeah, it's pretty good to have one guy. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, NLWC has what, four? They have 65 kilo Zane Rutherford, 74 kilo Kyle Dake. They got 86 kilo Aaron Brooks, who wrestled another Penn State guy in the finals, and David Taylor. They have Kyle Snyder at 97 kilos. So that's 4 to 6.
Yep.
Thomas Gilman could have, would have, should have, but he was in the finals against Spencer Lee. So they had
He
a
is now a
constant.
full-blown cowboy, so
He is pistols firing, baby.
also former Hawkeye, so
Yeah. But look, if I'm Bo Bassett, I want to go to the team that's had multiple 4-time national champions and not, another 3-time national champ. No offense to Spencer, who went straight from college to making the Olympic team, which like Aaron Brooks did. So,
and Spencer.
except Spencer Lee didn't do it straight from college.
Well, because he was injured.
I mean, that's mismanagement on Iowa's part.
Perhaps.
I mean, Carter won a national championship with a torn ACL.
So did Spencer Lee.
Why did he do it? He should have done it the 4th time, baby.
The 4th time, yeah. That one, well, Matt Ramos, he had other plans for that. But
So I don't know. I'm super excited with the saga. I think it's fun. A lot of people are like poo-pooing Bo Bassett. They're like, you're making a mockery of this. Which it's like, first off, like he's a kid. Like he's 17. Like let him. Who cares? Like
also
let the dude have
mockery.
fun.
Like what? He's like, all right, these are all the ones I'm considering.
Yeah.
Now let's get rid of those, and let's get rid of those, and maybe these.
Also, like, who do you think you are to like that? Some wrestler who doesn't know you has to owe it to you to let you know what he's gonna do with his career.
Yeah, right.
So, I've seen just a lot of comments, not on this channel, but like people in general, like, this is what a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, like, what do you have? Like, you're wasting your time commenting this on the kid's page. Like,
Yeah. Our commenters would never.
no, we have the best commenters in the world.
Yeah. We love them.
But I'm going to say it on July 3rd, 2024. Bo Bassett is going to Iowa. Is it a mistake? I believe so.
So you don't think he's going to go to Northern Colorado?
Not yet. Maybe if he decides he wants to transfer there after like some weird issue.
After AJ Ferrari commits?
Yeah, he'll be like, I have to go there. AJ's got 3 more years. That's awesome. Let's make a team together.
Andrew Liras is going to be assistant coach? Yes. That's all I need. It's the logical choice.
Another week in the Bo Bassett saga. I just think it's tons of fun. I'm super excited with this. I look forward to this on Wednesdays. I hope he keeps cutting like large groups of teams. Because because if he does one, it'll really. I'll get a little like be like, come on, speed this thing up.
Maybe he's just screwing with people keeping Parkside on there.
Yeah, he probably is.
I'm gonna keep this because Caden Henschel goes there.
I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of connection with them. Bo's been on his channel. They've done interviews together. I think they talked about doing like a fundraising match potentially between the two of them. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think actually, yeah, I think I did hear about that. Or them talking about it. Saw them talking about
it. I know Caden's a big Greco guy, so maybe they do it in that. No offense to him. I just think that Bo is probably better than most people. In folk style, I feel like Bo would probably have the advantage. In freestyle, Bo would probably have the advantage because Bo's bigger than him as well.
Is he?
Yeah, Bo's like 145 plus, and I
I
think
thought
Caden's
Henschel was 41, 49.
41, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. Plus Bo's still growing, and if Bo, no offense, again has teched Division I national champions. Granted, it's in freestyle. I think that it's hard to judge him against any other college wrestler at this moment. I mean, he's beaten college All Americans, Division One, and
well,
folk style. I
but
would think
that
that the
doesn't
guy.
always translate over. I mean, Carter,
Yeah, that's true.
for
That's true.
example, was beating national champs and All Americans before he started at Oklahoma State, and he's been just like a national qualifier at best so far. Um,
Yeah,
I
freestyle.
remember seeing him at like either the last Olympic trials or World Team Trials 3 or 4 years ago, and being like, "This is a guy to watch. He's going to be like a superstar," and then he's yet to hit that potential. And Ragusan, up until this year, was very similar as well. So
Give it time.
give it time, give it time. But yeah, let us know. Do you think Mike's onto something? Is Iowa where Bo is going to end up, or do you agree that Penn State's the best option for him, despite everything else and all of the things that he listed? Yeah, in the comments, we want to hear from you.
I just if I was a top tier recruit, I just don't see any reason not to go to Penn State. And let me know in the comments if you guys can think of reasons why not to go there. But because I would love to know actually as a Penn State fan, and it's tough because I am a little biased, but I'm always open to hearing new things. So
Just because Penn State doesn't have Carver, that's reason enough.
yeah, I mean that's a huge recruiting tool is to have Carver Hawkeye.
Yeah,
To have a place where they have some pretty rowdy fans and things get nuts.
yeah. Can't not all places can do that. So,
No, that's for sure.
all right. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.